What it do? See me with the crew, had to get some food. I see you looking like you do, had to make a move,
If this content is entertaining or informative and helped you in any way, or if you have a video topic request about absolutely anything, send a donation to the Cash App or follow me on social media. Peace. What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Nate Almighty, aka the Global Dark Skin Ambassador, here with another video. This is going to be relationship based between men and women. I want to talk about Kevin Samuels. I never spoke about Kevin Samuels on my channel, but I personally feel like, you know what I'm saying, the older guard has a lot of knowledge and wisdom for the younger generation. And I find it real funny when this man is 52 years old and this millennial chicks who are in their 20s and 30s and 40s disagreeing with a man who lived for half a century, disagreeing with which is his opinion, but it is a common opinion that a lot of men have, which is as far as the attitude problem with women. He puts an emphasis on black women. You know, when black women, they like to feel victimized, you know what I'm saying? I can't condemn them all the time because women have suffered a lot of trauma, especially our women, black women have suffered a lot of trauma, you know what I'm saying, from all the way back to racism to after racism, you know what I'm saying, dealing with Jim Crow and not being able to vote and being forced to be homemakers, if you know that was really a thing. Women, a lot of women are victims of, you know what I'm saying, molestation, sexual abuse by the hands of brothers, fathers, cousins, uncles, grandfathers, you know what I'm saying? So when they be tripping or when they be acting out, what I call acting out, it's annoying to see and it's sad to see, but it doesn't make me hate women. It doesn't make me angry at women. It only makes me wish that women would understand that they dictate that they first started becoming free people and first started becoming what they feel like are equal to the patriarch around the time the first wave of feminism started. Now, the first wave of feminism started, I'm not the big historian dude, you know what I'm saying, but I gather information. I would assume that was the 60s. Now, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. It's been 60 years since that first wave of feminism, and since then, women have gotten more and more and more and more free. But I personally feel like they've gotten more free in the areas where it doesn't benefit anyone but them. And even when it benefits them, it only benefits them in their younger, prettier years. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Samuels' whole point, I watch him. Women like to get mad at the way the message is said, but I personally need women to understand that when you talking about logic and truth does not care about personal feelings. Logic and truth is not always going to be sweet. Women have a problem where they feel like the delivery when you talking to them has to be in a way that they approve of all the time. But they need to understand that you're a woman. Men are lying to you and telling you what you want to hear on a daily basis because they trying to get in your drawers. Not because you supposed to hear it, but it's because they know you want to hear it and they're manipulating. They're being manipulative. Kevin Samuels is not one of those dudes, you know what I'm saying? Kevin Samuels is a man that lived half a century plus. He keeping it real based off of how it was when he was growing up, based off of what his mother, aunts, and the grandmothers of his time, and he's basing that off a comparison of what's going on now. As far as it being 60 years since women started to become free, women need to understand that you've had 60 years. Don't be free for 60 years and then you cannot be free for 60 years and then come to men and feel like it's time for you to start dictating things. You cannot come to men and say that you know better than men about how the country should be ran, about how families should be raised, or none of that other things, because men have had since the beginning of time to mess up and get this shit right, and it still ain't right. It still ain't right, and we've been leading since the beginning of time. So we've been leading for the beginning of time, and women have only been attempting or beginning to lead since the 60s. Y'all cannot be doing something for under 100 years and think you can talk to people who've been in the position that you want to be in, which is a sad thing that women even want to be in the position of a man. You know what I'm saying? Like women have lost their appreciation for being women to a sense, based off of the materialistic aspects that they feel like matters when it comes to being a man. And it's all materialistic that makes women want to go against men over anything. It's a power thing. It's a penis envy thing that men need to understand. We have instilled in women. We have made it easy for women to be arrogant, and we've passed laws and done things that we feel like is for their benefit. Not all the time, but a lot of times, things like allowing women to vote, allowing women to work with men, allowing women a seat at all these new tables. We do that because we love women and we want them to be happy, because when y'all happy, we happy. We didn't do all these things for women to then get a couple freedoms and feel like because they get to show they ass and they titties whenever they want, that holds some type of standing when it comes to, surviving and the future of humanity. I personally feel like women are mad and women hate Kevin Samuels because he keeps it so real and he breaks it down to the most simplest things. Like, he says, okay, you're a progressive woman. You got your own house, your own car, you got your own money, you don't need a man, blah, 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 blah. But he also says, do you realize that you're only in this predicament because men decided to not be so selfish and put you in this position? He really only goes against the women who act like us men are useless in modern times. Women who act like they have earned the right to dictate what men should do and say in society when we have created society. Like I said, we've been doing this since the beginning of time. We have advanced, we have matured, but we still ain't get it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like society-wise, men are at that point where, like, you have a young man and I feel like men as a society, we're getting into our 30s, our mid-30s as a society, as a collective. A child who has been raised, he went to school, he was learning, making a lot of mistakes. Then he got grown around 21 and felt like he could do whatever he want, and that led to a lot of bad decisions, you know what I'm saying? Like the world wars and all that other stuff, and racism and slavery and all that stuff. And now we getting into a maturity level where we can hit our stride and be due for great things if we take these next couple decades in the right direction. And I feel like women who have only been able to do whatever they want since the 60s, but really since the 2000s, really, where a lot of this stuff really started becoming acceptable, I feel like collectively, women are at an elementary level. Women are still in the beginning stages comparable to a child's life. And what they don't understand is you hate Kevin Samuels because deep down, there's a truth that man is touching on. Now, if you remove your emotions from the situation and just consider the logic of what he's saying, I need any woman that feels like Kevin Samuels is saying the wrong things. I need every woman that does whatever she wants, sleeps with whatever man she wants, has multiple baby daddies, has a college career, has a long business career that interferes with her being a mother and a good wife. I need any woman that feels like that's the best for women to do to explain how does that benefit the children. I've had arguments with women and I shut shit down by asking, how does you being liberated sexually? Because with all this freedom, I mostly see women just objectifying themselves. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen women begin collectively in mass numbers to progress science in any way, invent anything that progresses society. These important things that got man from primitive ages in caves or the rainforest to where we at now in civilized times, or civilized as we could possibly be, women haven't collectively in mass numbers begun to do that. So this is why we need more people like Kevin Samuels to just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be as harsh as Kevin Samuels, but I also want to say and reiterate that women are going to have to take more time and do a couple more things before they will ever be able to look us in the eyes collectively as the other gender, look us in the face and say, yes, we are equal because we have done this, that. You know what I'm saying? Equal as human beings, yes, but societal-wise, status-wise, we equal because we have women over here that have created this. We have women over here that have done experiments and cured this disease over here, invented this vaccine, even though I don't trust vaccines like that. This is what we need women to do. Once they got to that point, they wouldn't care what Kevin Samuels is saying. Peace.